my loves. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Chidoze Victoria, a YouTuber based in the United States of America. I'm a wife and a mom, an entrepreneur, and also a makeup artist. And welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please do well to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and drop an amazing comment. If you're a returning subscriber, if you've been in this channel for some time, my OGs, welcome back and thank you for sticking to this channel. I love you and I'm so excited to be doing this video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. In this video, we'll be talking about the reason why I was placed on 221G as of the time of my interview. If you've been placed on a 221G and you're watching this video, I will tell you the reason why you're placed on 221G. If you have an upcoming interview and you don't want to fall into the category of 221G, or you don't want to get into 221G form, this video is also for you. I would also be doing my makeup while I chit chat with you guys. So guys, I'll be doing a pretty very light makeup for everyday look. Probably you want to go to school, you want to go to work, or you're in a rush. Just a 15 minutes makeup, very natural, no brows, just so light and so sweet and demure. This is practically how I do my everyday makeup. So if you're interested, stick to this video and let's move right into this video, okay? Rushing through me, down home, up the street, are you with me? Yes, we've been hearing 221G for quite some time now, and you're wondering what's 221G all about, or you probably went for your interview and they gave you a form that says you've been placed under section 221G, this and that, blah blah blah. Please don't be scared, okay? I was once in that position, and I'll tell you I'm in the US now, and it's like all those things never even happened. So guys, 221G is a status on your visa application. It's a status on your visa application, which means that the consular officer needs additional information to confirm your eligibility of the visa they're about to give to you. And maybe the stuffs you submitted to them were not complete, maybe they were not convincing enough, or maybe the questions they asked you, you provided additional information to them and they want proof of what you said to them and stuff like that. So guys, I'm applying my moisturizer now and I'll just allow it to sit pretty. I like using my skincare products before I go into my makeup. So now let's move into the whole stuff. I was placed on 221G on the day of our interview. We are actually three, and guess what? The reason why we were placed on 221G was just because of mere pictures. Okay, before our interview, we were told to bring some certain documents. Definitely, you know you're supposed to come with those documents that you submitted online, or I guess now there's now you have to come to the embassy to submit some of the documents for review and stuff like that. So most of these documents, if you're coming for the interview, you have to bring them physically with you, the originals of them. You get, my dad had to travel from the US down to Nigeria to bring the originals, and we didn't want to go through the process of sending this document through DHL to avoid it didn't get to us in time before the interview time. So you just had to just come to bring those documents, the originals of those documents. So most of these documents you have to come with them original, and aside those documents that you were asked to bring, you are also to come with additional documents that is more convincing. Maybe photos, maybe certificates, documents, like pretty much those stuffs. So now, why were you placed on 221G? You might have been to the interview, you might have gone for your interview, and the interview went so well. You guys were interacting very well. The interviewer was so nice and stuff like that, and you're like, boy, it pretty went very well. I'm wondering why they gave me this. You get, our interview went very, very well. The interviewer was so friendly with us. She was so nice. Like, in short, we had one of the best interviewer in the window, and still we were giving 221G. So when you get for your to your when you go for your interview, there will be a point where you have to submit some documents, and they'll be asking you, did you come with this, did you come with that? Then you would show them the stuff you came with and the stuff you did not, and tell them the ones you did not come with. So maybe you didn't come with a certain document that they needed. Okay, probably maybe you're filing for your child, for instance, and the birth certificate has an error. Probably the name is not well spelt, or probably the dates did not really rhyme well with what they have. Then they'll be like, are you sure that this is actually your child? Or probably you might have gone for the interview and your child is looking does not look like you in any form. Probably the child is looking like you're white and you're black, stuff like that. They might place you on 221G and tell you to do a DNA, to go for a DNA. You get? Or maybe you were supposed to, okay, maybe you're married recently and the consular is not convinced enough that you guys are married. They might be like, okay, maybe you just want to fix this person in and you guys are not married. So in such case, they would need pictures, they would need marriage certificates, they would need enough proof to show that you guys are married. They won't, aside the ones you guys submitted, they will still need more convincing reason to see why they can give you this visa. You get? So they might now tell you, okay, do you have pictures to show you're married? You might not even have pictures to show that you're married, and it's just you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and your spouse, or probably you and your fiance. Maybe you guys just got engaged, but they want to see people in the pictures, people that were like witnesses, people that witnessed the whole marriage ceremony and everything, and they'll tell you they want more pictures. That's exactly what happened to us. We provided them with pictures, but they said they want more pictures. They didn't even say more pictures. They were like, pictures of, okay, they said overtime pictures, pictures of when we were little, when we had our baptism. The reason why you can be placed on 221G, even on a student visa, probably your admission is looking fake to them. Like the original admission letter you provided to them is not looking real. Like they're not too convinced about your admission status and everything. They might take your admission letter and tell you they want to review it, okay, and place you on administrative processing, like, and place you on 221G. You get? Or probably the bank statement you give to them is not looking legit. Or they can hold it and tell you they want to review. You get? Or your certification. The certificate you told you, baby, probably are going to do your masters and you having a certificate at hand and you're telling them you want to go and do masters. They can hold your certificate and tell you, okay, we'll review it. You get? I've seen cases where they hold people's marriage certificates and they're like, they want to review your marriage certificate. So if you're going to, if you're not traveling in a legit source, probably you're just faking the marriage and you want to travel, make sure you're going to court to do the main marriage as in the procedure, because these people have their way to find out if it's a true marriage or not. You have to be sure you're giving them first-hand information and not fake. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So how would you, I'm going into how to avoid being placed on 221G. There are several ways to avoid being placed on 221G, but you don't know what might happen there. One consular might just chop winch and just place you on 221G for no reason. Seriously, there are situations where they will put you on 221G and tell you that you just have to wait. They want to do more background check on you. They want to check more on you. They might not even ask you to submit any document or anything like that. They'll just place you on administrative processing for some time. And you'll be wondering why. So to avoid being placed on 221G, look at what you should look out for. Make sure you're coming with originals of all documents. Make sure you're coming with the originals of all documents you submitted initially to them. Make sure you can carry briefcase of documents, of certificates, of things that are related to the information you gave to them earlier. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So make sure you are providing enough evidence, pictures, everything, even things that you feel is not relevant. You'll be like, why would they ask? Make sure you're providing such information, and make sure you're not letting out too much information to these people. I'm a blush girl and I love applying my blush anytime I do my makeup. You get? So I'm going to allow my setting powder, my concealer to sit pretty while I talk to you guys. So you can also be placed on 221G based on discrepancy in some information. Maybe you're telling them something and what is on your file is totally different from what you're telling them. Maybe you told them you have a relation that stays in Texas. Meanwhile, that relation does not stay in Texas. It stays in somewhere different. You get? Or maybe you told them you got married in this particular date, and what is on your marriage certificate is not rhyming with what you're saying in your interview. So when you give them wrong informations, when there's a mismatch between informations provided in the document and what you're giving them in the time of your interview, definitely they will place you on 221G because they want to check more. They want to be sure if they're getting first-hand information from you, if you're lying. Okay, you told them you've been in, they asked you if you've traveled to several places before, you're telling them yes. Meanwhile, these people, they know everything about you. Like, they can put down your information and they will know if you've traveled before or not. You get? And if they are not seeing this, they will demand for travel itinerary. And if you can't provide this, guy, you're not going to get a visa. You even if you've traveled to several countries before, you have to come with your travel itinerary, like histories. If the passport you're holding for your interview does not have the visa stamp to other countries you've been to before, make sure you come with your old passports, because these people would know that you've traveled to these countries before and they will just act like they don't know. They will still place you on 221G and tell you to submit travel itinerary. It can be that crazy. Even if they know, they want to see first-hand information. And another reason is maybe you were given a visa in another country some time ago and stuff like that, and you overstayed. Probably it was a visiting visa and you're meant to stay like 6 months and you overstayed somehow illegally and stuff like that. They might place you on 221G to be very sure, to make investigations and to think well if they are doing the right thing by giving you this visa. That thing, maybe your medicals also, probably you did drug test and there's you have some drugs and stuff in your system and stuff like that, and your results comes out that there's this in your blood and this and that. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say. They might also place you on 221G. They might also tell you to wait for a year and go back and do your medicals again. Then you come back. By then you should have stopped taking drugs for like a people that smoke weed and all these things. If you go for your medicals and they do a drug test on you, they will see all these things. So if you're planning to travel abroad, make sure you stay away from drugs for like a year, so that when you go for your test, it does not show. So I've seen cases in the group I was while I was waiting for my interview. There was a guy that went for his medicals and they saw marijuana, whatever, in his, it came out in his results. And when he came for his interview, they placed him on 221G for a year, and they told him after a year he should go back and do another medicals. And probably if he shows again, they won't even give you that chance, because obviously you're still on drugs. So they would advise stay 1 year without taking all these colos and weed and the rest of that. Stay a year if you know you're planning to travel abroad, because nobody would want a drug addict in their country. You get? You might also be placed on 221G prior to security reasons. Maybe you have crime record in your case, like in your police what's that thing called? Maybe you have you've been convicted before, you've been to jail before and stuff like that. They might place you on 221G to do further investigations to know if you are a con criminal, if you're really that kind of person. You get? I'm not saying you would not be issued your visa. I'm saying you would be placed on you might be. And there are people that are not even placed on 221G, even no matter, despite all these things I'm saying. Some of them, they just have the grace and they just bypass all these things. You get what I'm trying to say? So now you've been placed on 221G. What next? You're scared, right? You're like, when is this going to end? You've been waiting and you've been checking your status every single day and you're wondering what's happening. Like, are these people going to issue me this visa or not? Guy, when I was placed on 221G, I totally lost hope in this US stuff. I gave up, in short, because I was like, it's not going to work out. Like, how would they even allow 3 people to travel abroad? That's what was in my mind. But see, God can be so good. So the chances of, sorry, I'm jumping. Let me move to the chances of you getting your visa after being placed on 221G. when you're placed on 221G, you're on a hot seat, and there is high chances of denial. Over 100, I would say there is 70% chance that you will be denied that visa. That's just the truth. The chance of you getting the visa is like a 40% chance, like a 40% chance of you getting that visa, 40 to 30% chance. Because in 10 people, if 10 people are giving to 21G, the number of the persons they will call back that they will give the visa will just be 3. I don't know if you understand the statistics I'm trying to let out to you guys. So, but you still have to be patient. You still have to pray. You still have to wait, because it takes time. Some persons own might just take 1 month. Some persons own 2 months. Some persons 90 days. Some persons own might take a year. Yes, I've seen people that are placed on 221G and their medicals expire and they are told to go back and do another medicals. And some people that are still booked for another interview, like when you place on 221G, your medicals expire and they still call you back for a second interview. It's as possible as that. So the best thing you would do is to try to avoid it as much as possible. Okay? There are slim chances of you getting your visa when you're placed on 221G. So try to avoid it. And even if you're in that position, just be hopeful. You might be very, very lucky. You might be among the few persons. Seriously speaking, because I was among the few persons. When we were placed on 221G, we were not called for a second interview. Neither did we do a second medical. So you get, we waited for 90 days. For 90 days, like 3 months and some days, before the status updated to administrative processing, then issued. You get? So you don't want to be in such situation. And if you're in such situation, you just have, the only thing I would just tell you, just to be patient. Take your mind off it and just pray about it. Just be patient, because anything can happen. There is no fixed time to how long 221G stays. Everybody's own is different depending on what you're asked to bring. There are persons that will stay more than 3 months. There are persons that will stay 5 months. There are persons that will just stay 1 week. There are persons that will stay 2 weeks. So it varies. It's not fixed. What to do when you're placed on 221G? You have to act fast, because the more you delay, the more the time extends, and the more they might even forget your case. Like, I see it that way. You would be given a long time for you to submit those documents. I think you'll be given like 6 months or thereabout for you to submit those documents. But don't go by by the duration of time you are being given. Work immediately. If they tell you go and get an original this, go and get a police certificate immediately as you're living in that place. Be thinking of how would you get this stuff they ask you to get, and submit them immediately, because you'll be told to submit them to bring them back to the embassy, or submit them to some certain place. I don't know how it works now, but I know you submit it somewhere. You get, they will tell you once you're placed on 221G, they will move it to another window, and the person would explain better to you what you're supposed to do and what your status is currently. You get, so immediately they place you on that stuff. Submit the document they requested for immediately. And if you don't have such documents, work towards getting those documents immediately, as soon as possible, like ASAP. Make sure you submit just what they asked you to submit. That's another thing I want to add. Don't add your own documents. Don't add additional documents, because you don't know what you might be adding. You don't know the implication of the implication of what you're adding might cause. Okay, for instance, you were told to submit pictures. Okay, and you submitted pictures, and you brought out pictures to submit, and the next moment you're like, okay, let me add our chats, like chats to it. Okay, let me submit pictures and chats so that it will be more convincing. You might now give them more reasons to demand for more documents, because you might have submitted chats, and in those chats there might be some conversations that you and your spouse might have had that would warrant them to demand for more documents. Or there might be certain dates in those conversations, and they're like, this date doesn't rhyme well with what this person said earlier, and it will give them more reason to want more documents. You submitting an extra document when you place on 221G is like you giving out extra information during your interview. Submit only what they ask you to submit. Don't add extra one. You might be lucky enough to add extra documents. That's fine. Okay, but I feel you should just follow due process, just follow instructions, and don't go and do your own. So when we were told to submit extra pictures, we submitted over time pictures, and we were not able to gather too much, but we gathered some, and some of them were washed, like, you know, when pictures you've taken when you were very, very little. So I had to like attach written notes on it. I stick some written note, like paper tape. I added it, I attached it to the pictures, and I was like, we had flooding in the house some time ago, and most of our pictures wiped out. These are the few we could gather. These pictures might not be this clear because we had flood some time ago. I attached them. I did it myself. In short, now me carry this officer thing for it because nobody was even like as serious as I was. My dad does not even know what they were talking about. My siblings they don't even know what to want. It was just me. So I attached some like tape, paper tape on those pictures. Sorry, pardon me that this makeup tutorial is not going well because I'm more focused on what I'm trying to say. Very vital thing is make sure you track your visa. Always check. If you want to know how you can track your visa, you can just let me know in the comment section. I will drop the link and stuff like that, but I know most people would know. Track your status. You would always check your status and see, oh, when it gets to them, you would know, because maybe your interview was on the 22nd of March, for instance. If it gets to them, the status on that tracking stuff would change to like 24th, and it will keep changing. When they visit your case again, it will show the last time they visited your case. It will keep updating, the date will keep updating until it gets to a point where it's update to administrative processing or issued. And let me tell you one scary part. They would always tell you your visa has been denied, your visa has been denied. That's what you will keep on seeing when you open. Don't be scared. It does not mean it has been denied and that. You get as in the status will be writing denied, I mean to say. It does not mean you've been denied. Just pray for everyone on 221G. Your visa will not be denied in Jesus' name. Amen. And if you're going for an interview, you will not be placed on 221G in Jesus' name. Amen. Because it's not a good thing. Because you'll be under pressure. Like, go on, cry blood. I think I've said pretty much. If you have more questions, just do let me know in the comment section and I would reply your questions. Let me round up with my makeup. I have applied my concealer. I've applied my setting powder. I'm contouring and I'm just going to apply powder around my whole face. So I love lining my lips, like I love doing full lips.
Mirrors on the wall, staring back at me. Stranger in the hall, frozen by the scene.
I'm not a lash kind of person, but for the sake of this video, I will just wear lash. I'm not a lash fan because I feel if you get used to it, you always feel you're ugly when you don't have it on. So I don't really like putting it on every time. So because of this video, I'll just try and wear my lashes for you guys. So guys, I think I'm done with this makeup, and I don't usually do my brows when I just want to like do an everyday makeup. I just make it so simple and natural, and that's one reason why I don't put my lashes so it looks natural. Now it's looking kind of heavy because my lashes is on, and most times I don't even line my eyes. It's just so natural, like it's even very heavy today. When I was in Nigeria, I'm not a fan of natural makeup or very light makeup. If I want to do makeup, I do it to perfection. I do it to details. You guys, when I want to make up, I know I'm making up. When I don't want to make up, I don't do anything at all. You hardly see me without my brows. But since I came here, I got to understand that there's some points you have to look so presentable. And I'm not saying that you're not beautiful or stuff like that, but I'm saying that sometimes you want to look an extra, you get. So I just feel like putting on little touch up here and there most times, you get. So that's why I started doing makeup on a regular basis, and without my brows, without the lashes and lining and the rest of it. So that's pretty much it, and I can see it's beautiful. So guys, if you are waiting for your interview, I wish you all the best. If you are in this visa process, maybe you're processing a visa for one country or the other, I just wish you all the best. Just do it very careful in everything you do, and make sure you are on the right path. Okay, so if you have more questions, let me know in the comment section. If you want me to do similar videos to this, let me know. If you want me to speak more on immigration and every other thing, just let me know in the comment section. Do it to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, if you want me to do more makeup videos also, do let me know in the comment section. Okay, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, bye.